What's up, guys? Today we're going to be looking at strikeout props on Outlier. A strikeout is basically when the pitcher gets 3 strikes in the strike zone against the batter. The first 2 strikes can be caught looking, swinging and missing, or fouling, but the last strike has to be caught looking, swinging or missing, or sometimes even a bunt foul could lead to a strikeout. And we're going to be looking at this over here in all propositions. We're going to click strikeouts. And there's strikeouts with a B next to it. That's batter strikeouts. Some books like DraftKings, I believe, allow you to do bets on a batter to get a struck out, but we're going to be looking at pitcher strikeouts, which is going to be right here. And what I like to do is look at 2023 and also last 10, because some of these pitchers may not have pitched 10 games yet, but most of them, any good pitcher or pitcher who has not been on the injury list is usually going to be well past 10 games so far deep into this season. So on the 2023, we see Matt Manning, Kodai Senga, Michael Lorenzen, Dylan Cease, some of these guys in the top 5. And today I'm going to be looking over at Kodai Senga. His line is 5.5 strikeouts over under, and best odds for the over is going to be over here on BetMGM at -145. DraftKings is giving -175, which is pretty interesting to see. So we're going to click on this prop right here. And I already selected 2023. So this is showing us Kodai Senga's strikeouts over the entire season. He's covered it in 14 of 18 games, 78%. Last 10, he's covered it 8 of 10. And he hasn't played 20 games yet. But we could also look at this head-to-head tab, and this will show us if he's played any games versus Washington Nationals, who the Mets are facing today so far this season. He's played 1 game against them, and he got 7 strikeouts early or late May, which is pretty good. So what we're going to do from here is we're going to look at Washington Nationals lineup. And so far, the lineup hasn't been announced yet. Usually right before an hour or two before game time, Outlier will update with the 9 batters who are in the lineup. And what we could do is click versus right-handed pitchers and see how these guys strike out versus righties. Obviously, green means they strike out a little bit higher versus right-handed pitchers versus left-handed, and red means they strike out worse. But that isn't do or die, because sometimes that percentage is only like 0.1 or 0.2 and it shows red. So you really got to look at the numbers here. Adams, 28.6 K percentage, which is really high. Personally, I like to look at a batter, and if he's striking out over 20% of the time, that's pretty good if you want to go for the over. Anything above 25 is really good for strikeout percentage, means the batter strikes out a good amount of the time. And what we see here, Ruiz has a very low strikeout rate. Menezes as well, Abrams as well, Candeleiro's just there. Chavez hasn't really played much, only 14 at-bats. Garcia Smith, low strikeout percentages. Vargas as well, very low. Cal low. Dickerson low. Then Garrett and Lane Thomas have very high strikeout rates. So right away we could see that Washington isn't a team that strikes out a fair amount, but that's not going to stop us from looking deeper into this and seeing if it's a good play. Kodai Senga, as we already saw, has already faced off against the Nationals, and we could take a look at his numbers versus them individually. So he went up against this lineup of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're missing one other guy. Candelario, 3 at-bats. He struck him out twice. Smith, 2 at-bats. He struck him out once. And Cal probably got walked once and then struck out the other 2 times. Thomas had 1 at-bat. He didn't get struck out. And then Ruiz, Menezes, Abrams, which are the guys that we saw that didn't have too great strikeout rates. He didn't get a strikeout against, but he still managed to get 7. There's one player that's missing here, and honestly, I would wait until an hour or 2 before game time, check to see which of these guys are going to be in the lineup, and then if some of these guys, such as Thomas should be in the lineup for sure. If we see Garrett in the lineup, we see Chavez, probably not, but if we do, we see some of these other guys, Adams should be in the lineup. Not a bad play, because we're going to go deeper into this and see Senga is pitching at home today. And at home, he's hit this line in 7 of 9 games, and his last 6 home games, he's been a K machine. 12, 9, 3, 8, 8, 9. In his last 3, 8+ strikeouts in all last 3 home games. He's already gotten 7 versus this lineup. And if we look even deeper into this, we can look at his innings pitched. This just shows how many innings he's gone. You would want your pitcher to go to a good amount of innings. The higher the amount of innings he pitches, the more likely you are to hit the over in the prop. And more specifically, we're going to look at pitches thrown. And we want a pitcher who usually goes 80 to 90 pitches. That's the average in the MLB for a good pitcher. Anything above 90 is really good. And as we could see, Senga's gotten above 100 in 4 of his last 5 games, which is really good. The more pitches the pitcher goes to, the higher the chance that the prop is going to hit for you. And one thing that's really interesting that I just saw right now is he's had 2 really poor games during the season where he's gotten below 70 pitches, one versus Toronto and one versus Boston, which was his very last game. Let's take a look if he got low strikeouts in this Toronto game. Yes, he did. 3. Next game versus Pittsburgh, he bounced back with 9 strikeouts. Take a look at any other games with low strikeouts. SF4 bounced back versus who? Washington. Who's he facing today? Washington. Colorado 4 bounced back versus Cincinnati. Toronto 3 bounced back. Boston might be a bounce back game. So I do think that's a little cool trend to see right there. You could also take a look at batters faced in strikeouts. This is very interesting. He faced his season low batters last game, and he's pitching at home today. I think he's going to bounce back. Last game was a road game. And yeah, you could also take a look at Senga's record over here. He's 7-5. He has a 3.27 ERA and a 1.26 WHIP, which is really good. 1.26 WHIP is a little bit higher than really good, but it's a good WHIP, and the ERA is really good. Take a look at injuries if you want to take a look at anyone on the Nationals, such as a batter that potentially can strike out a lot. If he's on the injury list, that might alter our opinion, but I don't see anything here. And yeah, guys, you could also take a look at insights over here to see anything on that game. This isn't about strikeouts. There could be a strikeout prop on this, but pretty interesting. And yeah, if you guys want to take Senga over 5.5 strikeouts, I would advise to just wait an hour or 2 before the game starts to see who is in the lineup and then check their K rate and then see if Senga has faced them. And yeah, that's about it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And you guys can add this to my picks. It'll take you here. You could choose what book. And as I said, BetMGM has the best odds. You could click here. It'll take you to BetMGM. You could put it in. Look at this. It's already in my bet slip. And that is basically how we did the strikeout prop. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you download Outlier and get the 7-day free trial. Make sure you check this out before game. 2 hours before is when that lineup should be finalized, and you guys could do that research on your own. I wouldn't advise taking it right away. If you really want to, you could, but I'd wait. Get Outlier 7-day free trial. Check it out yourself. And yeah, I'll see you guys for the next video. We're going to be doing a lot more MLB videos and even some WNBA. So stay tuned. I'll see you guys next time.